today's masterclass is my first time here, so I'm happy. I'm excited to be here uh, with you, Lourdes, for this masterclass. And again, we're going to talk about how to share your wins and why is that important, and some obstacles that comes with that, right? Um, so if you would like to start, why sharing your wins like as an important topic? Why do we have to share your
Yes,
wins?
of course. Yes. We're super excited to cover this topic because sometimes we tend to ignore it and we really don't share our wins or our success as we should. But this can really bring a lot of joy and a lot of success. So it's very important to learn how to achieve it. And it's very interesting because whether you want to get noticed, to have better job opportunities, or even if you want to help others, or if your employees pushing to, um, sharing your wins can be very beneficial and it can be easier than you think. So, why is it so beneficial in the first place? Well, when you share your achievements, whether it's a promotion, a certification, or a new skill, you have the opportunity to showcase that you are a subject matter expert, then you can let others know about your strength, about your expertise in these topics, and that can really help you to stand out, especially nowadays, as we all know. It's very common that people not only have a resume or like a simple LinkedIn page. Many people even have blogs or really personal and inspiring posts on LinkedIn. So that can be a really powerful tool, especially if you want to build your personal brand and you want to build that strong online presence. um, on platforms like LinkedIn, there's a lot of things you can do and a lot of ways in which you can accomplish this. And it's not all about ourselves. So this is not only like being selfish and want to be flashy or put yourselves out there. This can be even a tool to help other people, to inspire, to motivate others. It can show them what is possible to accomplish and that they can too pursue their dreams and their goals. And as we know, especially in our underrepresented communities, this holds a lot of value and can be really inspiring to see. Um, Another thing that I'll add personally is that when you share your wins and your accomplishments and you put yourself out there in this way, it can be a good way to measure your progress. Or even if you're having like a bad day or a bit of imposter syndrome, as it can happen to any of us, then you can see how far you've come. So this can be really helpful in a lot of ways, not only to promote yourself as you might think. So, um, unfortunately, this is easier said than done, right, Jose?
Yeah, yeah. Well, as you said, sharing your wins is a powerful tool to build your personal brand, and as you said, also to inspire other people to maybe follow your steps and start their own, start to pattern their own way, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
as everything in life, everything comes with obstacles, and sometimes it's more difficult uh, for some persons to share their wins, and this happens. It can be very difficult because, for example, the fear of being perceived as arrogant, maybe as an arrogant person, people usually feel uncomfortable with the feeling that they're kind of sharing achievement. They came across as self-promoting, so people usually don't do it just because they think they're like their approach is perceived arrogant. Also happens that
Yeah.
so many people have lack of confidence of what they achieve, and they think that they haven't achieved enough in order to share something, and for that reason they don't want or they don't like to share even a small accomplishment. And as you said before, it's so good to share sometimes for your own like for your own mood, and if you're having a bad day, it's so important to share just a tiny bit, just whatever achieve you accomplish. It's just so great. It doesn't matter the size of it.
Yeah,
um
actually.
yeah, and also there's a part of where it comes people are a little bit afraid of negative feedback when it comes to sharing their achievements, and some people feel like that's difficult to handle.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know if you
sure.
would like to add something on that point too.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense because you don't want to be that person that triggers others. And, like being like the humble brag friend on LinkedIn. But I would say that it's more about being authentic and doing it the right way and having the right mindset first. That's like the base of a um, successful post or a successful way of sharing your wins. And that you said about the negative comments or the negative people, this can really hold back a lot of people. I've had friends that have mentioned to me that they are afraid of being criticized if they share too much. So I would say that to any of you guys that might be struggling with this, you can ask yourself, do I really want to hinder my career progress to please negative people? I know this is strong words, but it's more likely that those who criticize you are in that kind of mindset or mood in the first place. So if it's not you, then it's probably gotta be somebody else or something else that they will see and they will make a mean comment. And who knows, you might be like getting ahead of yourself, and maybe nobody's gonna have anything negative to say about your wins and your success. So we can all start small, take baby steps here. Like Jose said, you don't have to share everything. It can be a small post. You don't have to start with like um, a five paragraph about your new promotion. It can be just a simple phrase of a recent accomplishment. And something that is a great way to start is not waiting until your performance review to share a win. And this is something that I've been guilty of, and I know a lot of us are guilty of this. We only wait until we have like the performance review template in front of us to kind of think about our progress and what we've done throughout the year. But if we have the information at hand, if we tend to keep record, it will be easier. And also with now so many layoffs out there, it's really important that your team and your manager sees your value. So a great way that you can do this is, for example, when you're working on a project as a team, you don't need to be afraid to ask that team leader to share the win with your manager to put on a good word for you. And again, it's more about how you do it rather than asking this sort of favor. For example, if necessary, if you think that it might not be such a good idea, um, you can put more thought into it, maybe provide a little more of context um, to the project team lead. For example, you can tell them that your manager knows that this was not a strength of yours, so it's an opportunity for she or he to see your progress in that particular aspect. So that way you'll be like more relatable, and the team leader will understand why you're asking this in the first place. And when you do this, it not only looks good, your manager is going to see that you have other people that see your impact, that you are an important part of the team, and this can be really helpful. And of course, as in everything, this goes both ways. You don't want to be always like asking for favors and asking people to say good things about you. You can also build your team members up. You can share their wins. You can do kudos posts about your team members' wins.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry.
no, go
No,
ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, and it's important to share our wins in a not maybe not a daily basis, but no wait like a long time. As for example, Berta says here on the chat, it's important to share wins because we are inspiring others. Yes, if we share like weekly with our team or with our manager, and people start hearing us sharing our wins and our achievements, maybe people get inspired uh, and start like performing better and maybe they are going to start like sharing their wins too and keeps inspiring people and keeps and it's like a chain of inspiring people. You inspire someone, the other person inspire another person, and it goes like that. And yeah, I just wanted to add that. I don't know if you want to add something else to that point or
No, for sure. I agree. And also you can take advantage of like the structure that is already in place in your company. For example, if they do employee shout outs, you can always be on the lookout to see how you can get there somewhere. Or you can also share your wins on team meetings as well if they have that in place. Just be well prepared to
yeah.
share your wins.
Yeah, of course. I mean, share success with your team. If you achieve something significant or something worth sharing, uh, share the news with them. Uh, you can maybe help boost team morale, motivate motivate them to share their own success, and also adding to the point, if you share it with your team, also maybe another way to share this is on social media, as you said at the beginning. Sharing your on your social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and for example, when you go to LinkedIn, you can have a post sharing a story, make a story that can engage with a person, and from there, again, we're going back to the same point, inspire them to do the same. And but also, if you don't feel like writing or you don't but you feel like you want to celebrate that achievement, there's badges, there's different ways that you can do it on LinkedIn, as you said before. uh, those badges that you can use in order to certificate that you receive an achievement, or talking with people in the same field, building rapport with different people and making connections with people like in your network.
Yeah, for sure. You can take full advantage of LinkedIn. There's a lot of things you can do. You can add certifications, the languages. If you're learning a new language, you can share that information and ask like if there are any native speakers on your network to help you out. So there's a lot of ways that you can take advantage of LinkedIn for sure.
Yeah. So, well, on how to share your wins, it's important to share your approach, to talk about how you achieve your wins, share your process, the steps you took. This can be really helpful for other people. It is helpful for you, and it's helpful for other people to, if they want to replicate your process. Um, as I said, build a story that engage and inspires people to take action. And at the end of the day, we can't forget to celebrate our wins. There's a saying I think that goes like, we never reach the bar because we keep putting the bar higher. But once in a while,
Yeah.
it's good to stop and just look at the bar and say, okay, I'm here and I've been doing this step by step. Let's celebrate a little bit of this, a little bit of that,
Yeah,
because we have our
you
end
deserve
goal.
it.
Yeah, you deserve it. Like we have our end goal, and it's okay to look at that in the future, but it's also okay to take a step back and see what you've accomplished and what you've done in your past or what you're doing in your present. And
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and also being also doing this in an authentic way. If you want to add something there.
I really love that mindset of storytelling. I think that we can all agree that we've seen posts, especially if we're active on LinkedIn, and inspiring posts out there. There are some really touching ones. I remember one that really caught my eye. It was like 2 years ago, and I still remember. I almost cried even. Yeah. It was this young man sharing. He had just graduated, and he's in the US. He's like first generation university graduate in his family, and he said that it was all thanks to his parents. And he shared that they had to do really hard jobs in the US, really demanding jobs, like in maintenance and cleaning, but they always make sure that he had like different opportunities, that he had a better life. And I was so so touched by his experience. I remember, wow. And it's really nice because he wasn't like taking all the credit for himself, like, oh, I did this, I just graduated at,
Yeah,
and that's it. He was like giving them that credit and that respect that they deserve. So I thought that that's really nice. And stories have a huge impact, are really easy to remember. People can empathize with your circumstances, with your struggles, even if they come from a completely different walk of life. There's gonna be something there that is gonna create like an impact on people. So I completely agree that it's the probably the best way to share an accomplishment or a win. Just to, it doesn't have to be like a whole book. You can just mention briefly probably some of the struggles you had to face, even if the accomplishment seems small, even if it's just like completing a course or a new certification. You can still like share what was so interesting about that, what were some of the struggles, how you accomplished the end goal in that case. And even you can invite other people if they want to accomplish that same goal, to ask you for help, for guidance in that circumstance.
yeah,
So
and I kind of connect with that story that you just tell about the post on LinkedIn. Having come
yeah,
from another country, now living in another country, it's you want to like be better than the be better than yesterday, and there's a time that you want to be better and do stuff and continue to doing something or getting better, and you never stop, right? Like you never stop to look back where you were at like
hopefully not.
where you were like 4 to 5 years ago, and what you become and what you done. So and yeah, also, well, it's important to be thankful with the person, with all the people that helps you along the way, right? That's important of that's important part of when you're sharing your achievement or wins. Give the proper credit, as you said. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's important. It's important to celebrate your wins. It's important to take some time to celebrate your accomplishments with your friends, families, colleagues. Celebrating your wins, it can help you to recharge when you feel stuck. You going back and you say, "Oh, I've accomplished this." So It gives you like a boost of confidence, and keeps motivating you to aim for even greater achievements.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And it comes back to being authentic, being genuine, like you said, giving other people credit, like colleagues, family, friends, and of course, you don't want to oversell or exaggerate your achievements. That's that's never good. And I think that we all feel a little bit insulted when somebody shares a post that is like too, too grandiose and too spectacular, and we're
Hmm.
like, okay, but something's not adding up. So you want to always keep that like humility and that mindset. And another thing that is really interesting and that I've seen a lot, being a talent sourcer, I spend a ton of time on LinkedIn each day, um, is that I really enjoy when people, when they share their achievements, they include like very specific facts. For
Hmm.
instance, they include metrics, or even sometimes they provide like work samples or pictures. I think that really like complements the whole information, and it makes like the post more impactful and more inspiring as well.
Yeah, more
So
authentic and
don't be
inspiring.
afraid. Yes, exactly. So I would recommend, don't be afraid to add some metrics in there. Of course, it's not gonna be like a PowerPoint presentation of every single thing that you've done, but you can like sneak in there some of the some of the metrics in the midst of your story or your celebration, and that really is something, especially for us recruiters, is very helpful to see like who you are and what you've done, and seeing that you enjoy your job so much, or other things in your life so much. It gives like a better image of who this person is in general. So I would say don't be afraid to provide like more of a context of of what you've done. And
Yeah, and
uh-huh,
also
go ahead.
I'll say it's important. You, even though you can create personal brand, and build rapport with different people, do it like for you, and do it to boost your morale, and to inspire others. Don't do it just because that's a way to get followers, or something like that. Do it because you
Yeah.
feel like it, and you're gonna feel better once you've done that, if you do it because you want to do it, and not because you think you had to do it.
Oh yeah, totally. Exactly. And I think that you can really tell when a post is made not for like fishing for compliments or clickbait, but when it's like the real thing, the real deal. I think that there's a difference. Like
Yeah, at the end of the day,
um
that's what really makes the connection with the people, and that's why it inspires them. No fake stories, or fake posts. And I think people at the end of the day can feel that when something is fake and when something is real, it comes from within you.
yeah, totally. So, guys, remember that it's important to strike a balance between sharing your accomplishments, sorry, and being humble. So, it's very important to focus on the impact of your achievements and how they bring value to others, like we discussed today.